What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video where today I have woken up to the dream because this massive box was waiting on the doorstep for me, which can only mean that it's new bike day and this bike is going to be very, very special. This bike has arrived just in time because I'm about to leave for a huge trip around the UK where I'm going to be hitting some of the biggest, gnarliest features, and the bike that is within this box is made to hit big jumps. I'm going to start unboxing it because I'm so excited about this one. I haven't even seen it yet and I'm excited to get that first look at it. Wow, this bike looks absolutely unbelievable. So it's the Haibike NDURO 7. It's the big beefy freeride bike, 180mm travel. We'll go through the specs of it in a minute, but it's completely contrasting to the bike that I have been riding recently, which is actually hanging up in the back here. This is the Like. This is Haibike's lightweight e-bike, and this one is the other end of the spectrum. It's the more aggressive freeride bike for sending the huge gnarly hits on. I've got some sponsor parts here to fit to the bike and wheels down there. I'm going to get those on and then we're going to take a closer look at the power unit, the suspension and the spec of the bike, because this thing, not only does it look insane with that colourway, but it is an absolute weapon. We've got the mandatory carbon fibre spaces going on the bike. Look at that setup, what a dream. I think we should get the bars fitted now. There we go, that's on, but there's a lot of cables and controls that need sorting out, especially because this bike's come from Germany. The brakes are actually round the opposite way. I'm going to click my fingers and this cockpit area is going to be cleaned up. There we go, look at that, very, very tidy now. It's getting exciting because it's close to being ready for a test ride, so I'm going to get the wheels fitted. Now, it wouldn't be a bike build without listening to the Super Drive. Oh, sounds so good. 120 points of engagement, no skipping from the e-bike. What a dream. The finish line's in sight. I'm now going to fit the pedals, get the seat on, and then we're ready to take a closer look. This seat is the S2 jump saddle, which is nice and wide, nice and comfortable, but instead of being a pivotal, it's got the rails on it. So that's actually a sick saddle. Come in, mate.
Grab a drink.
Send it, go on.
Do you want one?
No, I'm good. I've got one. Wow, this bike looks absolutely unreal. I'm honestly so excited to get out and give this a try. So we're going to leave the workshop, take a look at the bike and also have our first ride on it. Right, the Haibike NDURO 7 then. As I said at the start of the video, this bike is for big gnarly sends. This is what I'm going to be using at places like Duffy Bike Park and riding all the hard, gnarly black trails that the UK and the world has to offer, and this bike is absolutely perfect for it. Let's start things off with the frame then. So it's a Haibike NDURO. It's made of aluminium and I've got this one in a size medium, which I normally ride a small, but the type of riding that I want to do on this, steep, gnarly, aggressive riding, I think the bike doesn't want to be too reactive. You want stability, and that is offered by having a slightly larger frame. Let's take a look at the power unit then. So we've got a Yamaha PWX3 motor, which is giving out 85 Newton meters of torque, and that is powered by a 720 watt hour in-tube battery. So that's hidden, it's looking nice and tidy. I've got the PWX3 already on my all mountain, which is a slightly smaller version of this bike, and it is so powerful, so smooth, and just feels like such a nice motor. I'm running the Halo Gravitas wheel set on this bike. It's the most aggressive and gnarly wheel set that Halo make. It's designed for downhill and big free ride, which is what this bike is going to be put through. It's a mullet setup, so on the back 27.5 inch, up front we've got the 29. I really like that setup. It kind of gives you the best of both worlds with the maneuverability at the back of the bike, but you know, you've got that big wagon wheel up front which is going to plow and pull you through the big gnarly sections that you're going to be riding. And I'm also running the Super Drive hub, which has 120 clicks of engagement, which is very important on the e-bikes. They're putting a lot of power and torque through the drivetrain and group set, and if you've got a hub which isn't up to it, then you're gonna just end up with problems and skipping, and that isn't something you have to worry about with the Super Drive. In the workshop we saw that I was changing the bars and stem over. I run the Gusset S2 bars on all of my bikes because they're awesome, they're strong and they feel nice, but where I change bikes a lot, from e-bike to enduro bike, downhill bike, jump bike, having the same bar and stem makes a big difference because it makes that transition easier each time to get used to the new bike. It just makes it feel a bit more familiar. These bars have a 20mm rise, they're 33mm clamp, and the stem is 33mm long, so quite short, but with the frame being longer, I don't want the bike to be too stretched out, so I think that this is the perfect combination. The last thing left to mention is that it's 180mm of travel front and rear, so it's a big bike, and I'm interested to see how I get on. I'm actually at the local woods now, and I'm going to be giving this a ride. I'm super excited. So let's get on the bike and make our way in there. We've made our way into the woods then. We've made our way into the woods then, and I'm just laughing because my arm looks massive with the Max Lens mod on. But the bike, I must say, even just cruising around like this, feels super comfortable. We're about to hit the first jump, which is behind me, so this is where the real test starts. I think this bike's going to be stable. It feels very solid. We'll stay on the jump. Oh, it's so nice. Let's try it out for Manny's. You! Oh, what a beast. It's lived up to its expectations in the first run. Let's hit some free ride lines. This bike feels incredible. It's honestly so planted. That run there felt like I was just riding across like a sports hall or something. It was so smooth. I've come over now to probably one of the biggest drops here, and I'm going to give it a go, and I think that is also going to feel like a sports hall. Here we go then, dropping. Yeah. Couldn't even feel it. There's another quite gnarly drop off just here, which is actually off camber, sketchy, and just quite a heavy landing. I'll be interested to see. I'm going to call this bike the recliner because it's so comfortable. I'm going to be interested to see how the recliner handles it. Dropping in. Oh, perfect. It's so good. Hill climb, look. Wheeling up it. This bike's my new favourite, I think. I've actually just stuck the GoPro up the tree there to record this jump because it's probably one of my favourites here, and you can go massive and land down there, so hopefully this shot looks cool. That was sick. That was looking so good on that jump. We're now going to move on and find something else to hit in here. We've made it to the compound then for the last part of this video because I just want to try it on the mulch. I know it's not really made for these sort of kickers and things, but I think it's going to be interesting to see how it handles. It's such a big bike with a lot of suspension, and see the difference between like the Like, for example, the 140 travel, and the big 180 full susser. Spin her around. Straight up the roller. Oh, I can feel even in that transition. It's a bit draggy. It gets dark pretty early now as well, which sucks. Means that winter is on its way. Here we go then, let's give it a try. It actually jumps good, but you need a bigger roll in really. I'll be able to get a few tricks. Let's try Suey. Dropping. Nice. Well, I think we can conclude that this bike is the actual dream. It's so good. I'm so happy with it. What an afternoon that's been. Getting a new bike is always good, and when it feels as dialed as this machine, then you really can't complain. I'm so stoked, and I think this is a perfect opportunity to remind you guys that on the Just Send store you can get your Compound merch. We've been doing this build of the North Shore line, and I've got some t-shirts and hoodies which are going to be on sale for only a few more days. We're out of the pink ones. We are getting very low on the grey, so that leaves the blue and the hoodies left. So get over there, get your merch, support the project, and be a part of the Compound. I said at the start of the video that we're going on a big trip, and we're going away for near on a month, and we're doing a road trip from John O'Groats to Land's End, the two furthest points of the UK, and hitting all the bike parks in between. It's a project for Haibike, but we're also going to be doing some vlogging and YouTube videos on the way, so comment below where you think we should stop. Give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed this one, leave your comments down below, and I will see you guys in the next video.
I'm like an addict, do I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it, fuse like a magnet. Lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shit tastes sour, you should taste mine. I'ma stay in power for a long time. Get up, nah, I ain't a